I had to go because I had to deal with that phone call. See, but there's a big fight in Washington D.C. That's the subject for today. There's a big fight in Washington D.C. Okay, the Democratic pulled a low blow. Okay, on the Supreme Court Justice nominee, Mr. Gorsuch. All right, they put a low blow. The Democratic filibustered with none on vote for him. With none on vote to confirm him. Okay, he done testified and went for the committee and everything. And the reason why the Democratic put a low blow and done a filibuster is because he's a Republican nominee. See, that's a fight. There's a big fight in Washington, D.C. All right? But not because he's such a bad judge. All right, so Republicans say, okay, we'll fix you. Okay, we got something we can do. Huh? See? We'll put that nuclear clause in there and confirm him anyway. See? Because now the vice president said, now, you got to understand what the vice president said. The vice president said not long ago that he will be confirmed one way or the other. Huh? That's what the vice president said. That he will be confirmed one way or the other. Now, what the other? The Democratic is saying, not if we can do anything about it. So now the move now is on the Democrat. The Republican went ahead and pulled that nuclear a clause in there. So now what the Democrats gonna do? See, it's a big fight in Washington D.C. and it ain't helping the people no. As a matter of fact, it's a liability on the people because we're paying these people's salary to get up there and argue and fuss. And they need to be doing the work that need to be done. You know you need another man on the bench. Make no difference whether Republican or Democratic. Okay? If he's qualified to do the job, get it confirmed. The Supreme Court got a lot of cases that they need to deal with. Their calendar is backed up. They got a lot of cases they need to hear. That concerns the people. Y'all need to quit bullshit. I mean, I don't want to get too radical here. This is 808. I'm just talking to you straight. All right? There's a big fight over there. Trump care. Talking about health care. All right? It didn't work. Nobody didn't like it. Why? The Democratic wasn't going to accept it, none. Not so much that it was so bad, but the Democratic wasn't going to accept it if it was good. There's a big fight in Washington, D.C. And they've been on the battlefield for a long time, and it's not helping the people. It ain't about the people. It's about them. There's a big fight in Washington, D.C. They spend more time fighting against one another than they spend really doing something that is going to benefit the people. Most of the laws that they pass benefit them. Huh? You're going to pay income taxes. Why? Why I got to pay income taxes? Why I got to pay taxes on what I can go out there and work for? Why? Because you're using our money. You're using our Federal Reserve note. And you have to pay to use our Federal Reserve note. Well, that's the only note I can use. That's what you claim is money. That's what people give me when I work. Well, I gotta pay you taxes on my income. You don't pay me taxes on your income. Why should I pay you? See? Taxes are not helping the people. It takes away from the people. It's a liability on the people, income taxes. And it's an asset to the collector. Property taxes. Why I gotta pay taxes on my property every year? I pay taxes on the property when I bought it. Well, you're gonna pay taxes on it, we're gonna take it. Well, how can you do that if you didn't pay for it? You didn't work for it. See? Property taxes against the people. People don't owe no property taxes. They don't owe no income taxes. See, there's but two ways you can bring a claim against a person. That person have to damage your property or cause harm to you in some way, form, or fashion. That's the first way. Or that person had to borrow something from you and promise to pay you back. That's the only two ways you can bring a claim against somebody. Come on, y'all. The government is not for the people. The government has been against the people now, and we are hoping things may turn around with Donald Trump, the way he talked. Okay? He said he would give the people back the power. And government would be a public servant rather than a commander. This is 808. I'm talking to you straight. See, there's a big fight in Washington, D.C. And nothing is going to get done correctly as long as the fight is there between the Democratic and the Republican. Huh? you got all these rules and these new names done and came out. We're hearing this big old word now, recuse. Such and such a one recuse himself. In other words, I can't say nothing, though I'll probably incriminate myself. So I'm gonna recuse myself from that. But I don't want to call nobody else's name, nor do I want to condemn myself. So I recuse myself. See, there's always an out on the statutory law, but you just got to find it. Huh? Is recuse the same thing as pleading the fifth? Is it similar to the Miranda law where anything you say, you have a right to be silent? But if you don't be silent, anything that you say can and may and will be held against you in court of law. Is that the same thing as recusing yourself? I ain't got that much education. You don't need to tell me. Huh? Yeah, we're hearing this word pretty often now, recuse. Huh? Yeah. Because of the fight that we have in D.C. Okay, I'm accusing myself. I don't want to be a part of this. Yeah, I know some stuff about it now, but I don't want to. I want to be a part of it. I'm backing up. I can't say yay or nay. Huh? And see, here's one thing, folks. You either with it or against it. Christ told his disciples, he said, all those who are not with us are against us. If you're gonna fuss and argue all the time, what are you doing for the people? People are not paying you to get up there and fuss and argue. People paying you to go up there and do a job, get it done with. We don't need you to accuse yourself or recuse yourself. Huh? We need you to speak up, speak out. Huh? Because we need to straighten this thing out. We need to get down to the real nitty gritty. There's a big fight in Washington. We're talking about this here wiretapping and spying. Okay? Now you're bringing the previous administration into the fight. Okay? Obama tired. Obama was up there for 8 years. He tired. He didn't want to be bothered no more. But now you said that Trump said that he spied on the Trump Towers. Okay. Now they got Miss Rice in the loop, saying that she might have did some things that she wasn't supposed to do. Talking about jail time. Okay? That, Ms. Rice let the cat out of the bag. Huh? Obama spying on Trump during the campaign. Okay? Hillary and Obama, they ain't saying nothing. When it was over, when the 2016 election was over, Hillary said that she wanted to get her a good book and crawl up in the bed with the dog. Okay? I don't know why she said the dog, because she got a husband. But she said she wanted to get her a good book and climb up in the bed with the dog. Huh? Hillary and Obama, they ain't saying nothing about this thing. Now you're talking about Russia. Okay? All this here undercover stuff, what folks been doing to one another, is coming out. What folks been spying on one another. Okay? It's coming out now. It's a fight, big fight in Washington over that mess. Okay? Trump said that that Obama spied on him. All right? Democrats are saying that Trump was communicating with Russia on the campaign trail. See, some of y'all Democrats, y'all some biased people. Because here's what you got to understand. If Trump and Russia have a good relationship, if his staff got a good relationship with Russia, that's in our favor. We don't want Russia as an enemy. You ought to want members of your government to be friends with Russia. You don't want Russia or China as an enemy. They're powerhouses. You want your president to have a relationship with Putin. Putin ain't no joke. You ought to want that. Now, you claim that Russia broke into the ballot, broke into the security, came through security, and was spying on the election. Okay, well, if they were spying on the election, then they had to have broke into the ballot database and look at the numbers. That's the only reason why you'd want to spy on an election. Okay. Now, we knew that Putin did not care anything for Obama or Hillary. He didn't like them. He didn't like them. He showed that. Okay. But you have no proof that Russia manipulated the election. You got proof that they were spying now on the election. But you have no proof that they're actually manipulated the election. Now, how could they do that? They had to be able to move votes around from one side to the other to manipulate it. Okay? Or they had to block votes from being tallied. Huh? There's no evidence that they did that. They were spying, looking. Now, if they were able to do that, all right, then the jokes is on you. The jokes is on our national security. Huh? If they were smart enough to break into our system, the joke's on you, America. If they were that smart, that shows that your security system, whatever you was using, ain't hitting on jack. They was able to come in the back door, the side door, the window, or through a crack or something to get in. So you raising hell, you ought to raise hell with yourself for allowing that to happen. Because if they was able to break in, who else got in? Huh? See? Now there's a big fight in Washington, D.C. over Russia spying on the 2016 election. Well, what's she going to do about it? Nothing. Ain't basically too much you can do to Russia about it. You need to check yourself. And put up a better security. You ought to learn something from this. See? You got so much investigation going on. You got to put up so much security to protect Trump and his family. Where that money coming from? You got people on overtime and double time with all these investigations going on. See, there's a big fight in D.C. and it's costing the people. They're costing the people. The people that are the victims here. All y'all do is fighting against one another. Democrats fighting against Republicans. We don't like the Republican Party, so we ain't going along with nothing they want. We're going to kick against everything they put out there. Well, you got that kind of attitude, you're not working for the people. You're basically working for yourself. But you're being paid by the people. Because you're going to spend most of your time fighting rather than concentrating and meditating on whatever the issue is and get it done. This is 808. I'm just talking to you straight. There's a big fight in Washington, D.C. Okay. Washington, D.C. have become an enemy to itself. And it's self-destruct. Okay. It's being destructed within itself. Destroyed within itself. Because of the high-minded people that's running the show. This is 808. Now, I'm just telling it to you straight. You know. Russia, I'm going to close with this. This fight in D.C. concerning Russia. In my opinion, Russia refereed the 2016 election. Listen to me. I believe Russia refereed the 2016 election. They made sure that the shit went down right. And I think the Democratic is pissed off because they weren't able to get their shit in. Everything they were trying to do to get Hillary in backfired on them. And they couldn't understand why. See, because there's always some cheating during an election. Always some cheating. See, the Democrat couldn't get their move in. Okay, they weren't able to get their shit in. And when the election came to an end and the ballot closed and they got to tallying up the numbers, and it was going in Trump's favor, the Democrats couldn't understand why that was happening. See? Because they had done pulled some shit and they see it wasn't working. And they wonder what happened. And they find out, oh, Russia was in there. Yeah, they was in there looking. But they didn't move nothing. The only thing they moved was stuff that you moved. They put it back. They unblocked it. They made sure everything went right. But they ain't got no business spying on this country and our election. Well, have you ever spied on anybody? Huh? Haven't you spied on folks? Okay, See, here's one thing about some people. They can play you, but they get to hollering and crying when they get played. All right? Edward Snowden is in Russia right now. And he disclosed the truth about the American government under the Bush administration. He said, and it probably was happening before George Bush came in. It probably happened before George Bush became president. It's been happening a long time. All this espionage and the spying and shit. That's been happening a long time. Okay? But Edward Snowden said that the government was spying on folks through the telephone and television. That they were spying on the American people. Huh? That's what he said. He went up in Russia and disclosed it. Matter of fact, that's why he had to run Russia. Because when he disclosed that, the government got mad. And they wanted to do something to him. And he got out of this country. And they tried to get Russia to expedite him back to the United States, and Russia wouldn't do it. And he's still in Russia right now. Edward Snowden. All right? He is an expert in computer technology and communication. He knows how to break into stuff. He knows how to break into your computer. He knows how to break into your cell phone. All right? He worked for the government. So you pissed off because Russia was spying on you? And you've been spying on the American people? Huh? What goes around comes around. So you got to understand, there's a universal law. The universal law is what goes around comes back around. What goes up must come down. See, but one thing about a player, and some people, it's all right for them to do it to you. But boy, they get to holler like a white-mouthed mule when you start doing it to them. See, sometimes the player get played. See? Now, the only thing you can do about Russia spying on the 2016 election is get you better security. Russia shows you that you ain't that smart. If they can break into election ballot database, what else can they do? Or what else have they done? See? Because most of the time the news media don't tell all the news, they just tell some of it. They put piece by piece out there. Because our news media today is controlled by the government. They're going to say what they want them to say. Even if they know more, they better not say no more. See? See, this thing is bigger than the people, but it should be smaller than the people. But the people in this country don't have no control. See? So there's a big fight in Washington, D.C. And they're not fighting for the people. They're fighting against themselves. It's about them and money, wealth, power. They are politicians. See, there's a difference between a politician and a public servant. Our government's supposed to be a public servant, but they have become politicians. So a politician is never for the people. They're a liability upon the people. They make laws against the people that puts a liability upon the people. A public servant gives the people what they want. A public servant is concerned about what the people needs. A politician gives the people what they want them to have, and that's not very much. A politician is always a liability upon the people. A public servant is an asset for the people. This is 808. I'm talking to you straight.